Thinking not of training for ministry, but rather developing discipleship, there's been something of a gap between what most parishes can provide and the specific training opportunities offered by the School of Ministry. My name is Alan Isaacson and I'm the Diocesan Discipleship Development Officer. Over the past couple of years we've begun piloting the Foundations of Faith course, which covers a Bible overview, worship, spirituality and church history, doctrine, mission, ministry and Christian ethics. Our tutorial team is made up of parish clergy. The course is taught as 3 modules of 8 evenings each and is delivered in local parishes module by module. So far, modules of the course have been taught in 6 parishes in 6 different deaneries across the diocese, and next year will be in 3 more parishes in 3 more deaneries. A question is how to encourage people to participate without having to depend on parish clergy as being the main means of communication.
Hello, my name is Angie Lowner and I'm the Warden of Pastoral Workers. Along with Stella Rose, my role is to initially interview and select new pastoral workers. I'm also involved in training reviews, in providing some practical training for pastoral skills, and also in reauthorising and ongoing support for all pastoral workers. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and one of the highlights for me each year is the celebration of lay ministry service, and especially seeing how the pastoral workers have enjoyed training together and receiving mutual support. So for me, one of the main challenges next year is to try and maintain that feeling of camaraderie. So there are 2 events planned. The first one is an evening gathering for socialising, but also learning a bit about pastoral care and hospitality, and that's going to be hosted by Bishop Cyril. The second event is open to all incumbents and lay ministry people, and the idea is to think together how better to work in teams and to give that mutual support. So your support and prayers for these events would be really welcome. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Catherine Bliss. I'm the Resources Centre Administrator and I've worked at the Centre for 13 years now. Our aim at the Resources Centre at Church House is to make available for borrowing a wide variety of books, CDs, DVDs, equipment and other articles required by the parishes. I always try to be one step ahead of people's needs and I'm always on the lookout for new and exciting materials. We had a wonderful day at the Diocesan Development Day this year and launched our new bookstore. This is nothing like the size of our original SBCK bookstall due to the time and financial constraints, but we are able to take orders for any publications from Norwich Books, and we do have several popular and newly published items for sale, including lectionaries and Bishop Stephen's new book, Exploring God's Mercy. We have an average of approximately 170 visitors each month to the centre and 1,870 registered members. We'd like to increase both the number of regular visitors to the centre and encourage more members to join. So my question to the Synod is, how can we encourage more people to visit the centre? Are we getting the publicity right? And are we providing the items people want to borrow?
Hi, I'm Philip Broderick, the Bishop's Advisor in Spirituality and Chaplain at Worlow Grange. The call I felt this year is to wait, walk with, listen and learn, taking stock of what is and then beginning with others to reimagine and discern what God is now calling forth. We've just enjoyed our major gathering of spiritual accompaniers in the diocese, looking at listening skills, supervision, and the new courses for next year. So that's the first one. The second point, nurturing spiritual gifts and formation for mission. That's what we're really here to do. From selecting and equipping people to be spiritual accompaniers, to the welcoming of seekers, and to the deepening of discipleship. Worlow seeks to offer a safe sanctuary space for people to draw apart, dwell in Christ, and develop spiritual gifts. And the team are committed to build partnership with local churches, clergy, and lay leaders. And then thirdly, Hidden Houses of Prayer. In early September we launched this quiet ministry an invisible network of people drawn to the practice of contemplative and intercessory prayer in their own homes, sometimes in the wee hours, sometimes with a plan, sometimes just when the Spirit moves. So, my question to Diocesan Synod: with all the practical issues facing churches and their leaders, how can I help you be even more passionate about, and encourage others in your churches to be even more passionate about, Jesus' invitation to pray always, and St. Paul's injunction to pray without ceasing? Werlo and my role as Bishop's Advisor exist to support and deepen that passion, and the Holy Spirit is providing a banqueting table of possibilities.
Hi, I'm Helen Bent. I'm the Bishop's Advisor in Music and Worship, and I have three main areas of work. I'm an active practitioner, so I regularly prepare and lead acts of worship. I also provide worship for various diocesan occasions, so that might be the Archdeacon's visitation, it might be an ordination service, or it might be the Diocesan Development Day, and it might involve liturgy, it might involve preparing the musicians, it might involve running rehearsals. A large amount of my time is taken up with worship training, and that covers reader training, it covers CME, it covers IME 4 to 7, but most of the time is taken up running the Worship for Today course. Worship for Today course is the course that we use to train worship leaders and musicians in the diocese, and so far in 4 years we've had nearly 80 people through the course from 40 different parishes. And the course has been so successful that Bishop Stephen has encouraged us to publish it as a national resource. So Worship for Today went national on November the 16th with publication of part 1. And very exciting to see that. And part 2 and 3 will be following in the spring and the summer of 2011. A question for Synod to think about: our regular acts of worship remain key in attracting visitors and inquirers to the church. How can we ensure that our worship is inspiring, vibrant and life-changing for these people?
Hello, I'm Chris Stebbing, Vicar of the church here at St John's at Hyde Park. But I'm talking to you today because I'm Director of Curate Training in the Diocese of Sheffield. Ministry is a very varied task. At times it's very joyful, at other times it can be a very demanding job to do. And our aim in curate training is to equip curates with the skills that they need for parish ministry, but also to assist in their spiritual formation, the formation of their character. We do this by working alongside training incumbents in parishes, by having training days, some of which are organised locally here in the diocese, but also some are organised regionally with the Regional Training Partnership. We also have mentor groups that the curates belong to. It's not only about learning how to do particular ministry tasks, but also learning to be reflective practitioners, to think a bit about why they do things in particular ways. A particular key question for us at the moment is how to ensure good training and formation for the curates when expectations of clergy are rising more and more and curacies are getting shorter and shorter.
Hi, I'm Jenny Lambourne and I'm Children's Officer for the Diocese of Sheffield, and my role, as I see it, is to encourage and support people in their work with children in the churches. And I chose to stand next to this picture, which is a banner from St John's Park, but it just symbolises what I see my role as in helping churches to enable children, often as part of families, to discover a faith and to journey spiritually in their lives. It's a great privilege to do that, and people do that in all sorts of ways. So as I travel around the diocese and meet different people, I hear all sorts of stories of messy churches starting in different situations and in different ways, some after school, some in churches on Saturday afternoons or Sundays, and that's really encouraging. I've also been able to share godly play stories in parishes and in schools, and again that's a great way of helping people to grow in their understanding and develop their work with children, because it encourages people to respect children's spirituality, which I think is really key in our work with children today. Another thing that I've been involved in is we've developed a certificate in children's ministry, which is accredited with York St John, and there are now 13 people doing that course. Which is great that those people have seen their work with children as so important that they're prepared to commit some time to training and developing their skills, and that's very encouraging too. Also within the diocese we have a Child Friendly Church Award, which is an opportunity for parishes to look at the whole of their life and say, where do children fit into this? To look at their vision statement, to look at their socket covers, to look at the structure of the building and everything that they do, and consider the role of children. It's a great privilege to do those visits and to find out again what people are doing in their work with children. So I really enjoy my job, and I'm very excited by a lot of the stuff that I see in the diocese. But I want to offer the challenge and the question really about how can I support and help you to develop your work with children? How can I help you to listen to children, to learn from them and to put them in the centre, as Jesus did?
Hi, my name is Mike North. I started as the Director of Youth Ministries back in May, and I've spent much of my time visiting youth workers and clergy chapters in my attempt to find out who is doing what and with whom. I'm currently working on a new website for youth ministry which will, I hope, provide a wealth of information alongside stories and resources that youth leaders around the diocese can access and relate to. I hope this will help connect those working with young people from every kind of background and churchmanship and provide a support network for those who feel out of the loop. I'm also involved with training on a number of levels, and in the near future I hope to offer various youth ministry training packages for parishes, clusters or deaneries to take up, looking at themes such as envisioning your youth work, activities for young people, technology and communication, and also looking at the role of young people in the church. So if this is something that you'd be interested in, then please do get in touch. And now I'd be interested to know from the Synod what you would consider are the priorities in youth ministry in the diocese. So I'd love to talk to you more about that. And of course, after today, I'd be happy to travel anywhere in the diocese, even if it's just to talk about and explore some ideas with you.
Hi, Ian Smith. In two roles, both as Diocesan Mission Coordinator and Warden of Parish Evangelists. First thing I would say, it's so good that the parish evangelists are now up and running in a new way, meeting regularly and offering their services to the diocese. Back to Church Sunday has grown, and it's been great to get the stories and news from different parishes about how that has impacted them in all sorts of ways. And I think lastly, the Diocesan Development Day that we've just had, a huge amount of interest in fresh expressions, parishes and people ready to try something new, take a risk. And for the future, I hope it's the way people will respond to and appreciate and use the new man who's taking my place.
Well, I think the three things that I've really found myself thrilled with over the last year have been, first, having an overall view of what's going on in training for ministry, with Joanne Grenfell, our DDO, Director of Ordinands that is, on maternity leave. I've been keeping an oversight over both the ordination and lay ministry training. We've got about 100 people in different forms of training, and the area where I've been most embedded has been the School of Ministry, which meets on a monthly basis in Sheffield Cathedral at the moment. There's a real buzz and energy among people from across the diocese for ministry and service, and indeed we've just had 2 more of our readers graduate with a foundation degree in ministry and theology at the University of York St John. So it's been a very positive year, that, and that's my first real encouragement. The second area has been diocesan and deanery development. We've been rolling out deanery development events over the last year or so, and this year we had a number of surprises. For example, we went out to Snaith and Hatfield, great heck, went there thinking we might just get 20 people. We were packed out, and Cyril Roberts was laughing into his beer that night, I think. And likewise, we had a similar event at Lawton. And then many of you here will have been involved in the Fresh Expressions Development Day, where 500 of us or more piled into the Philadelphia Center. And it's just sensing that there's a lot of energy and a lot of imagination going on, and also commitment to the service of God. And the third area, which has been a great encouragement, has just been working with this team of people whom you'll be seeing on this video. We've got Mike North coming to join us, and of course we're looking forward to Mark Wigglesworth joining us as Director of Mission and Pioneer Ministry. And again, seeing these creative initiatives taking place which officers have been describing to you and advisors. And in another way, also alongside that, visiting parishes across the region, particularly in the Doncaster Archdeaconry, and being able to say, here's a gift for you. A whole load of people who are willing to work with what the parish is up to, what the local deanery is up to, in a form of service. So those are the three areas: training for ministry, diocesan deanery development, and the network of resource people who are around. And my question is simply this: what sort of training and development do you think we need to be offering at deanery level over the next year or two? What sort of training or development do we need to offer at deanery level?